Welcome to the channel, guys. Today we're going to be talking about Gentle Fluidity Silver by Maison Francis Kurkdjian, so stay tuned for that. And don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps me grow my channel and I do appreciate it a lot. Now before I get into the review, guys, leave a comment down below on what your scent of the day is. So, Gentle Fluidity Silver is a 2019 release, and it is paired with Gentle Fluidity Gold, which has the same notes, but they're blended differently. And they produce quite different smells. So I actually really think this is a really cool idea to do. And I'm really happy that they've done it because this just showcases, I think, the artisticness and what really goes into perfumery. And I think it's awesome. So anyways, I'm going to talk about Gentle Fluidity Silver today, and I'll do another video another time on Gold. The notes for this one are juniper berries, coriander, musk, nutmeg, woodsy notes, amber, and vanilla. Now right in the opening of this one, I get a huge blast of the juniper berries. It's really quite prominent and actually very beautiful. This is one of the most appealing openings I've smelt in a long time. So it has this really nice, sweet, fruity opening. You can really smell those berries. And actually in the first few minutes, it actually has this really sort of prickly effect where I feel like I can see and feel and smell the pines on a juniper tree. So it's really nice, very realistic in that opening, and very enjoyable. It has a bit of a woodsy and green undertone as well, which is quite nice, and I do enjoy the sort of green aspect that it has to it. So this comes off in the opening as a green, fruity fragrance. Now it's strange because I've actually worn this one a couple of times, and I almost get a different dry down every time I smell it. I mean, the second time I wore this one, when I smelled this one dry down, it smelled a lot like green Irish tweed. I think that is not so accurate a characterization. It does have, at some points, this sort of mossy greenness that's kind of reminiscent of green Irish tweed, but I really think that it's just sort of the greenness and also the coriander that starts coming out. And that coriander does have a little bit of a lemony vibe to it. So it kind of, I guess, reminds me a little bit of the lemon verbena that's in green Irish tweed. However, I would say don't be fooled, this one does not smell like green Irish tweed, which isn't a bad thing if it did, but it doesn't. It has a very unique scent profile that's very enjoyable. Now in the dry down, those green undertones do certainly stay, and the juniper berries do stay quite prominent for a very long time in this fragrance, but they do eventually start to dry down and start to disappear a little bit more. When the coriander starts becoming a little bit more present, it does have that lemony vibe to it, but it also maintains a nice green, slightly woody undertone as well, which is very nice and very easy to wear. I feel like this is a extremely easy to wear, very appealing fragrance. There are also periods of time in the dry down where I get a little bit of a powderiness. There aren't any powdery notes in here, but I do get some kind of powdery aspects at certain times. And actually, I think that's the one characteristic that makes it a little more unisex. It does come off slightly feminine with those powdery notes, or that powderiness, but overall, I do like this one quite a bit. I think it's a very enjoyable fragrance. Now the performance for this one is also strikingly good considering it's a fresh greenish type of fragrance. So it has really good sillage for the first few hours. It's definitely going to linger in the air as you walk by for quite some time. And it does project quite well off the skin for the first few hours as well. So I have like a small little office and someone could smell me from outside the office, although I had entered into my office and I was sitting there for a few minutes at least, and they could still smell it. So it does certainly project, it does certainly linger in the air, but it's also one that's not particularly offensive, so it is easy to wear. Now the longevity, I get about 8 hours. It varies depending on the situation. I've worn it a couple times, and the one thing I will say that it does survive pretty well in the high heat. So I find it, at least for me, on my skin, a lot of the heat, if it's really hot out, does certainly make fragrances sort of evaporate off my skin faster. So this one does still hold up fairly well, and that's really good. I think it has good performance, and especially when you're paying MFK prices, you want something that has performance, and this does perform well. Overall, I think this is actually my favorite from the house so far. It's a classy fragrance that's quite versatile, and is well suited for warmer weather. So I don't know so much about the colder weather, but this is certainly something that can be worn when you class up. If you've got a suit on, you're going to a more formal event, this is definitely something you can put on and you can enjoy, and it will fit the atmosphere. But you can also wear it in a semi-casual event as well, because it's not too classy that you can't see it doing anything else. It's just one of those nice, gentlemanly green fragrances that has the addition of juniper berries to also give it a unique, juicy, very nice fruity vibe as well. And as I mentioned, it does perform quite well. So all in all, I think this is a great fragrance. But if you haven't checked this one out, do get your nose on it. And as always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video.